Hey, what's up, you guys? It is Nikki D back with another video, Natural Born Healers. I had just went live, but I had to start over. All right, so today we're going to be talking about sprouting. I made a video, I made a post earlier discussing about sprouting a little bit. And so I just wanted to show you, well, I can't show you live all the steps, but I've already done some sprouts, which I had showed pictures of. And so I just wanted to show you and kind of briefly go over the process of sprouting. Okay, this is Healthy Tip Thursday here. Okay, so what you do is you get some broccoli seeds. Okay, organic. Try to get organic broccoli seeds. Okay, and in this jar, and you want to have a jar, you want a mason jar, and you can buy one of these sprouting tops. See one of these sprouting tops. Let me take it off so you can see the inside. Excuse the seeds, there's seeds already in it, but see, and that way that allows the water and stuff to go through. Okay, and it fits the jars. Okay, so what you do is you take 2 tablespoons full of broccoli seeds. Strong smell, oh my gosh, it smells just like broccoli, right? So you take 2 tablespoons of broccoli seeds. You want to soak it in water. You want to make sure that you cover it in water and let it sit for at least 8 hours. If not, definitely overnight. And so then the next day, basically what you're going to do is place your seeds into a jar. Okay, like this. You'll place the seeds into a jar. They'll be wet because they were soaking, right? And then what you want to do is put the sprouting top on, and you want to try to coat the sides of the jar like this, where they're all kind of spaced out. And so then what you're going to do is, I usually take like a container like this. Glass is preferable, but if you don't have glass, you can use this. Just a little small container like this, and you're going to place it upside down, well, to the side like this. Okay? So, and the reason for this is to allow the water to come out of it, because the more water that stays in here with the seeds, you can get mold. It can start to mold and stuff like that. So you want the water to drain out. So you put it in like this, and then you take like a towel, a dark towel, and place it over this and put it into a nice dark space. Or you could put it in your cabinet, but it needs to be in a dark space, okay? So it can start to germinate. So you'll do this, and every day you will go in, fill it up with water. You never have to take the top off, because see, it has holes. So you fill it up with water, you'll swish it around, and you'll drain it out into the sink. And then you'll flip it back over like this and put it back in a dark space, or cover it with a towel so to be in a dark space. And you'll do that for at least about 3 or 4 days. So the first day is pretty much soaking in water, the seeds. The second day, day 2 through day 4, you'll be doing this, where it'll go in the jar and you'll place water in it and rinse it out and pour it out. And then you'll place it back in like this overnight. And you'll do that 3 times a day. 3 times a day, you'll take the jar, fill it with water, shake it up, rinse it out, and then place it back in the container like this. On day 4 or 5, you'll start to see that the sprouts have grown. And once you see that they're at least like 1 inch, like when you see they're starting to get long, which you can look at my previous posts, that kind of shows you the phases. When you see that it's full, because you'll see the sprouts that'll be full of sprouts, at that point, on the 4th or 5th day, you can take this out. You'll rinse it out, continue to rinse it out. Then you'll take it and you'll sit it in the windowsill towards indirect sunlight. And what that is going to do is help the sprouts to get its color. So it'll start to take on a greenish color, where you get the chlorophyll, okay? So you'll get the chlorophyll on day 4 or 5 when you sit it in the windowsill. Okay, and then you'll do it a second day. So day 4 or 5 or 6, depending on how quickly they start to sprout. On the last day, you'll let it sit in the window, and which that'll roughly be about day 5 or 6. You'll let it sit in the window. Then you will take it out. You'll open it up. Okay, and then you're going to pour it into you'll have a towel. That's what you'll want. You want a towel, and then you'll put paper towels on top of the towel, and then you will spread out all the sprouts that are in the jar onto the paper towel, and you'll let it sit and air dry some for about a half an hour or so or whatnot until you see that it's kind of dried out. Okay, make sure you rinse it before you do that. You do one final rinse before you lay it out on the paper towel. You'll let it dry up some, and then after it's kind of dried up, then you'll go back and you'll store it in a jar. Okay, you'll store it in another jar, and you will put the actual jar lid on it. You know, the ones that have the two pieces to it, like the mason jars, you'll put that top back on it instead of the sprouting when it's done. And then you'll place it in the refrigerator. Do your research, because you want to make sure that you're rinsing and doing everything properly, because you do not want to contaminate the sprouts. So make sure that you're using clean hands, clean fingers when you're dealing with this. Make sure that you are properly rinsing them 3 times a day, every day. Make sure that it is draining properly all of the water out of it. When you come back to get it, when it's turned up, when you come back to get it to rinse it again, you should see water in the bucket. It's letting you know that all the water is actually coming out of here. Okay, so those are the important tips, because like I said, you don't want to have contamination. You don't want to get mold. Okay, and then when you're ready to use it, you'll just take a little bit out of the jar, maybe place it in a bowl, rinse it, and then you can apply it to your salads. You could put it in smoothies. You could put them in wraps, like last night. Just today, I put them in wraps. And last night we had wraps, and I put them on top of my wraps. You put them in your salad. Like I said, you can put them in your smoothie, and they have really, really good benefits. It's like 10 times the amount of vitamins and minerals than it has in a broccoli, a full-grown broccoli. So it's very powerful. You know, those who have cancers is really good for those who do. We do not claim to say that it cures you know, any disease or anything like that, but it's very helpful. You're getting, like I said, 10 times the amount, okay, in the sprouts. And so sprouting has been around for a long time. I just tried broccoli sprouts, but there's many different sprouts you can do. Just do your research, Google. I just did the broccoli, but I wanted to share it with you guys. Keep in mind, there will be a smell. You all know what broccoli smells like. You know, broccoli has this distinctive smell, right? And that's because of the sulfur. So you'll smell that when it's soaking on the first day. You're going to smell it, and you're going to smell it every day after. You will smell that, okay? And that's fine. But what you don't want to smell is a rotten smell. If it smells rotten, like disgusting, like it's going to mess with your stomach, then you need to pour it out. But if it smells just like broccoli, and like I said, you know what broccoli smells like. It's got its own scent. As long as it smells like that, that's fine. It's just going to be strong. It's just going to be strong. As long as it doesn't smell rotten, that's what you don't want. So, and another thing, once the sprouts begin to grow, you will see some little fuzziness, little fuzzes on the sprouts, okay? And those are just like extra, I can't think of the word right now, but it's to help it grow. So do not be alarmed if you do sprouting and you see the fuzzies. That's not mold. That's normal. That's normal in the growth of broccoli sprouts. Okay, so do not be alarmed by that. But if you start seeing discolorations, stuff like that, like discolorations or an off-put smell, other than the broccoli smell, that is, then yeah, you'll want to throw it out. But this will get you, these seeds right here, the amount that's in here right now will get you a full batch. It's going to fill up. This jar is going to completely fill up. And so I will take pictures once again, I guess, once I get through this cycle. And I'll post it up next Thursday so you can see. So if anybody is interested in trying, definitely give it a try. It's really, really easy to do, just as long as you stay on top of it and constantly rinsing. I would not do this if you're going on vacation or something like that, where you're not going to be around, because you do need to be rinsing it at least twice a day. Like, I did mine 3 times a day. I did it in the morning, I did it in the afternoon, and I did it at night. But typically, it can be 2 times a day. So in the morning, like when you wake up and you're going to fix your breakfast, just go on over and rinse it, right? At night before you go to bed, when you're closing the kitchen, go in and rinse it, you know? So it's pretty simple. It's easy. It's nutritious, and it's tasty. So just thought I would share these tips. If you have any other questions about it or whatnot, you know, you can just drop them down in the video. Don't forget, I meant to say this in the beginning, #live if you're alive. which you're ready to end this, so you probably wasn't live. But hashtag replay if you're catching this on a replay. Just show you girls some love. Let me know that you're getting this knowledge. And with that being said, I'll be back again next week, maybe sooner if something pops up. All right, and so we are all natural born healers. It's time for us to heal ourselves. Let's go. All right, y'all have a good day.